here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
For watching. Welcome back to Fantasy TE. My name is Nick Masick. We also have Vital the Juiced and Lonnie Cox. Welcome back, guys. Is everything good? Everything okay?
Dude, so I was at the park working out, and as I'm leaving,
that's your excuse.
This girl walks up to us and is like, can I ask you guys a favor? And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? I'm thinking her like car, she needs like a lift or something. She's like, would you mind going inside this like beautiful mansion across the street and eating empanadas on camera for Deco Drive? And I was like, how long is this going to take? She's like, 5 minutes. Like, okay. So I go in, I just ate like 5 vegan, like world-class empanadas, and I'm going to be on TV in like a month and a half.
That's okay. That's legit, dude. That's awesome.
Right? No, I wouldn't have canceled. I was literally like on the way out of the park to ride my bike back to my house.
Damn, I fucking love empanadas. Like, I'm so jealous at Lonnie's life right now. He gets
me too. Like stuff like that never happens.
What do I have to do?
I was like making all the camera crew laugh and everything. I was like, you guys don't even know. Just charming as shit.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh man. All right. Well, Lonnie's famous. That's perfect for our podcast. If anybody is watching, or if anyone listens and wants to watch next time, when we are live on YouTube, you can actually write in and ask us questions on about fantasy football or life in general, like how you could possibly get invited into beautiful mansions to eat vegan empanadas, which Lonnie knows everything there is to know about. So feel free to write in when you watch us. Thank you guys for watching. Week 2. This is a good week of football. So let's start with. Should we start with last night's game? Did you guys watch last night's game?
I watched it up until the end. I fell asleep.
5 drives. I watched the last quarter, basically.
All you needed to see. Vital, the game of the year, probably.
I know. I'm so sad. I saw the highlights. Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, but wow, what a game! That could easily be an AFC Championship game preview.
Lately, every primetime game so far. I know it's only 2, but so far 2 for 2, bro. Like,
yeah, they've been hot games so far. Even going back. Not that we're gonna talk about it too much because the teams weren't very good, but the Redskins or I'm going to keep calling them that. The Washington and the Giants game was also very good.
How did you guys watch that game? Was it only on NFL Network?
I don't know. That's
because I could not get it. Like, it was on at Taurus, and then I came home and I could not watch it. I have Uverse, so I don't have NFL Network or NFL Red Zone anymore.
Oh,
and it's
I
like
was with my friend, and then she has used Red Zone. So
yeah,
dude, NFL Red Zone was like literally my favorite way to watch football, and then Uverse got rid of it, and I'm like, like I can only watch the games that are like on.
You got to find somebody who's got it, man, with the app. Somehow figure it out, because
it's expensive, dude. It's like hundreds of dollars a season.
I know. Well, so I have the app, but it's not mine. It's my roommate's. And I'm not even sure if it's his. It's like one of his family members or some shit. So I can't give it away. Otherwise, I'd share it with you guys.
Right.
But at some point, if like we need to all chip in to have it, I'm down because it is the best.
The best, dude. Like, just a way to watch every game.
It's like, that's all I do. That's all I do on Sundays. Like, I block shit off for football season just to watch Red Zone.
Yeah.
I watched Red Zone even before I started fantasy, which is funny. That's like why my cousin pushed me into fantasy. Like, dude, you already watched Red Zone. Like, you should just play with us. So that's that's what led me into it. But it's just so much fun. Like, even if you're not playing fantasy football. So anyway, that game was good. But holy shit, that Ravens Chiefs, woof, that was a game. That was a game. And that was the first time Lamar beat.
So fun, man. I was so happy. Dude, when they were lined up and it was like, first of all, to strip sack, that fumble of that rookie that did, I was like, man, that is so fun.
Yeah.
And then when they got on 4th down, I was like, I read John Harbaugh's lips. He was like, do you want to go for this?
You want to go for it? Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to go for it.
Him asking was
go for it. Go for it. And then they did, and I was like, oh, man, it's so cool.
So awesome. Such a great.
Like even Pat Mahomes, like I could see a little bit in his eyes. Like, yeah, he's like disappointed to lose, but like at the same time, like good for Lamar. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
So much respect, between those two, like back-to-back MVPs. He like if he was gonna lose to Lamar, that was how he wanted to do it for sure.
Yeah,
like,
the Boynton Beach hero. You gotta love Lamar. You gotta love Lamar. I'm sorry.
And he was so good, and he started so bad too. He got picked off twice by Tyrann Mathieu. Not so bad. Ty Matthew got him.
I don't know. That's a so bad start.
I mean, but like Tyrann Mathieu's like a superstar. He might be on a Hall of Fame trajectory. We could talk about
100%.
I think he is
100%. He's in the conversation for sure.
Yeah. I think he's on that trajectory. He's not like if he ends his career right now, it's not a lock, but he's in his prime and he is so good. Just so.
I mean, who's been a better safety realistically in the last since Ed Reed retired? Like, who's been the best safety in the NFL?
I mean, you can make an argument for the Seattle guys for
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas in his prime was really good, but he wasn't not for as long.
Polamalu was like around the same era as Ed Reed. But I mean, you had like that era. The Ed Reeds and the Troy Polomalus.
No, I agree. No,
I don't think anybody.
No, Tyrann Mathieu. And he was like a risk coming in. I mean, like I remember Patrick Peterson had to like vouch for him because he was, had 1 year in on him, but they had played together in college and was like the Cardinals took him and he was like a third rounder. And
you guys remember him in college?
Yeah, he was nasty, but he was wild too. Like they were like, is he worth the risk? And Patrick Peterson was like, I'll vouch for him and I'll take care of him and I'll make sure he's a good pro. And he's just been unbelievable. So, but the way Lamar started and then the way he finished was so impressive. He didn't smoke him from the get-go. It had to be a comeback. It was hard. It was like, it was everything you wanted and it needed to be for him to get over that hump of beating the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now, can you do it in the playoffs? That's a real question. But man, what a game. How about the Saints? Like, who the fuck are the Saints?
I mean, they had 8 coaches on the COVID reserve.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's a huge thing, dude. If you have 8 coaches that like can't make adjustments on the field, then like that's a huge. Like when I saw that, I was like, they're gonna lose big today.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I don't care who you are, bro. If you're the Chiefs and you lose 8 coaches, like, no,
that's a big loss. You're right. That is a major thing. It was surprising. Also, the Panthers we forget what the Panthers looked like with a healthy McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're tight right now.
They're tough to beat when McCaffrey is healthy. And we haven't really seen it in a while because how many years has it been since we saw him healthy on the field? It's been a little while.
I think it's been 2 years. Like, I think it was last year. And then the year before that, I think he missed a decent amount of time.
Yeah. So he is a whole nother monster, man. He was my pick for offensive player of the year and he's looking pretty solid. So the Saints, you think the Saints are going to bounce back? That was.
Yeah. I mean, will they be like, are they going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Like first season, first game fluke, possibly. Yeah. But like, are they a solid team? Absolutely. Like, I don't know if their record will reflect that, but they're a great team. You know what I mean? It's like Sean Payton.
They should.
They've got Alvin Kamara, that offensive line, that defense. Like,
yeah, they should be very good. So they. You're right. That was a tough hit for them to take.
Yeah,
the Panthers might be just better than we think they're going to be,
Let's see. I'm not ready to make either determination yet.
No. But I'm very curious to see what happens on Thursday night with the Panthers playing against the beat up Houston team. But we'll talk about that in a little bit because we got some quarterback questions. The Andy Dalton. So there's a lot of injuries to talk about. We'll get to the injuries, but how about the Bills stomping on the fucking Dolphins?
Dude, I texted you guys. I was like, yo, if if they don't figure something out real quick and then literally that play, he didn't get up. I was like, yeah.
It was.
But they were beating him up.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him. The Bills look like the Bills again. So
Bills are good. Josh Allen is so good. He shouldn't be able to do that.
I'm not.
You know what I mean?
Listen, they did that to the Dolphins. Relax. All right, let's.
Last week. No, I've got the tape. We've got the tape. Last week you were like, "Oh, they're the best in the division."
First off, the Dolphins were number 1 in the division last week. I only speak in reality. All right.
Last week I was
and
like,
now
"How
we're tied
long
for
is it
number 1
that we're gonna be?" And the answer is 1 week.
The Dolphins.
1 week.
The Dolphins were never the best team in the division.
They were number one in the division.
Lead.
I didn't say we were the best.
You
said we were number one.
You just said they were the best team in the division.
I said we had the best record.
Yes.
1-0.
1-0. Killing it. There's a lot of 1-1 teams, but let's talk about how about the Raiders are in first place in the AFC West and also in first place in the AFC North, for that matter. Like the 2-0 Raiders are 2-0 against the AFC North. They have the best record in the AFC North as well as the AFC.
Right.
They're crushing it right now.
Nick, I have to give you credit because I think about 2 years ago, we did this podcast only 1 year, right? Last year was the first year of the podcast.
First year, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I remember you calling them like they were slowly building that team. And again, it's very early in the season, but like they look pretty good. Like Derek Carr. I was texting my buddy who's a Raiders fan last week, and I was like, "Is Derek Carr just like not that good anymore?" And they were like, he's not playing. He wasn't playing very well in the first half of that game last week. But then he really started to like just pick it up, and that game finished so well. And they might be riding a little bit of that momentum, but they played the Steelers yesterday, correct?
Yep. And
I don't know if the Steelers are that good necessarily, but time will tell. But they look pretty good, man. Those receivers, Henry Ruggs and that other guy that they've got,
Ryan Edwards. They think he's going to have a big. They're both second year guys, and they think both of them are going to have big breakout years.
Fast. Edwards is fast.
Edwards is a lot faster than. Ruggs is the speedster.
He's the
Edwards
real fast guy.
Also really fast, but he's like bigger. He's got good hands. He's got a catch radius. He's the route runner. They think
he's like a prototypical receiver a little bit more.
Like a prototypical number one. And he wasn't drafted as high as Ruggs, but they think he might be the number one.
The man.
Yeah. Now, the real number one, of course, is Darren Waller, of course. Well, so but you put all three of those guys, and then you've got Hunter Renfrow, who's just like a route running machine. Like they said, he's the best player on the team.
Yeah,
he's just not the most physically gifted, but he's a phenomenal talent. And they're all young as shit. They're all super.
Josh Jacobs.
Dude, Josh Jacobs is good. Kenyon Drake is there.
Kenyon Drake. Denzel Perriman. The old linebacker. Oh my! I don't know if you guys were paying attention to him last week. He was all over the field, and then that white defensive end too.
Good. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Max something. Mark.
Yeah, he looks like a Viking. Like he's he's a monster. Like
I didn't even know who he was. Did you know his? I'm a defensive guy, and I did not know that guy's name.
I knew a little bit about him from last year, but no, you know what it was? It was when they traded away all of their players for like picks, and we were like, what's Gruden doing? And a lot of people had questions, and I think that was when I was like, let's just wait and see, because Gruden's got he's a pretty good football mind, and I think he knows what he's doing. Hey, we got a write in. Drew Markham, what's up, buddy? Drew, thanks for watching the show. Quick question. He says, hey boys, half PPR league, would you trade Julio and Sutton, so Julio and Cortland Sutton, for DK and AJ Brown? Yes, I think I would.
I think I would also, because
go ahead, Lonnie, field it first.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that's a little bit of a steal, to be honest. Like,
maybe, yeah. He says his other wide receivers are CD, McLaurin, DJ Moore, and Corey Davis. So you're loaded at receiver. What are there, like 4 teams in your league? Holy shit!
Right, seriously.
Yeah, I would move some of those receivers and see if you could get McCaffrey or something.
Yeah, like you don't. That's kind of a lateral move.
It's kind of a lateral move, partly because Julio and AJ Brown, I feel like, are going to be 1A and 1B on that team. Like, I almost don't see a reason to trade one for the other unless you think one's going to be healthier. Who do you like?
To trade Julio for DK, like
Sutton, because I feel like Sutton might be.
Sorry, my bad. He's right. DK or AJ Brown. So you're saying Julio and Sutton for DK or AJ?
No,
I think Sutton's like better than that for them, because isn't he their number one on that team?
He is right now because but what's
Jerry Jeudy? Is he still? Jerry Judy's hurt right now.
Jerry Judy's hurt. So Sutton's going to see an uptick for a little while, but once Jerry Judy's not out for the whole season.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, he's saying DK or AJ Brown. There's something to be said for pairing Julio with AJ Brown, if that's an option, because then you're going to they're both studs, and then you're guaranteed to get all of the touchdowns. that either because one of them might out touchdown the other one any given week. If you can pair up AJ Brown and Julio, I like that a lot. And I'd rather have DK. I think I'd rather have DK Metcalf than either of them. What do you think about that? I'm still not 100% sure I understand this trade.
Yeah, I also am confused.
Julio and Sutton together for DK? No,
Mm-hmm.
definitely not. But you are loaded at receiver.
But Julio is going to get, more than DK. Like Tyler Lockett has been the main focus.
Yeah, but they're going to start double covering Lockett deep. I think DK, it's going to be an ebb and flow with them because he still targets DK in the red zone.
Sure.
And I just like Russell Wilson more than Tannehill. That's going to be a run-centric offense, especially you saw with the success they had yesterday running the football. I don't think Julio and AJ Brown are going to have the same volume that DK Metcalf has. Those are my feelings. Drew, I'm sorry if we didn't get the question entirely, but thank you for watching. Feel free to rephrase the question if we didn't answer it. And also ask us any other questions anytime you want, man. Thanks a lot for watching the show. What else we got? This trade season, speaking of which, thank you for the lead in, Drew. I want to talk about trade season because now we're getting into the time where there's a lot of injuries. We're going to get to injury update, but now that teams are starting to scramble, they're going to look for trades. This is the time of year when teams that have accumulated wealth are going to try to maneuver for really good players with teams who have lost a bunch of guys to injury. Let me ask you how you guys feel about this. And Drew, feel free to write in if you have any thoughts as well. I think nothing devalues a player more than putting them on the trade block. Anytime I see in any league, this player is now on the trade block, I just think, well, you don't like him. Why should I? Why the fuck do I want this guy if you don't want him? Why is he on the trade block?
In a fantasy league?
Yeah, in a fantasy league.
No way, dude. No way. I put up players on because I might just need something more. I trade away people I like all the time for something I need.
Oh, I will for sure make trades. I'm not saying I don't do that. But why put a guy on the trade block? Try to come up with a trade on your own. To me, it seems it's A, it's lazy, and B, I think it devalues your player because you're like, this guy's not doing very good. I don't want him, it's not because you never see guys who have nobody's putting Christian McCaffrey on the trade block. Nobody's putting Patrick Mahomes on the trade block. They're putting guys who had a shitty week on the trade block. All right. Drew says, okay, so the trade would be I give up Julio and Sutton to receive DK or AJ Brown. No, I say bad trade. But here he's going to tell us what he thinks about doing the trade. I don't say you trade 2 number ones for 1 number one. That's just my feelings. Julio could be just as good as AJ Brown this year or better. I don't get it. So anyway, you guys feel differently about the trade block thing? If you see a guy on the trade block, you don't think he's devalued?
I don't think it's devalued. I think he's accurately valued because who's going to if you put your guy on trade block, you probably, come on.
I think it's just a different style, to be honest. It's like Vital would be like, here, this is the guy that I have available. Send me an offer. You know what I mean? Yeah, whereas Nick might be looking through rosters and being like, oh, I'll trade you this and this for that. Yeah. Where it's Vital's like, okay, this is what I've got on the table. The style of a GM in professional sports would be a little bit different, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just I have too many running backs. Maybe I'm viewing it like that. I have too many RB2s. Here's what I'm willing to give up. I need this. I'm just trying to improve my team. It's not necessarily devaluing the player.
I get it, but I'm like, anytime I see it, I'm like, that player is trash. And maybe it's just the other leagues that I'm in and the guys who are doing that. I'm like, why do I want your trash? And if you really want to trade him, make me an offer. Come up with an idea. Don't make me do all the work.
No, I disagree. People are so in the leagues I usually play in, it feels like people are trade phobic, bro. You need to really wow them. So I feel like trade blocks are perfect. It's you know what do you think is fair for this then? And then all right, we'll start from there.
I made a couple blockbuster trades in Dynasty prior to this season, and it's going really well. I'm number 1 team in my Dynasty league again, but I had a great team already, but I improved my team. But once again, I tell you guys, we're trading like future draft picks and stuff. So it's like it becomes a whole different element, which I can't wait till we can do that in our league. But yeah, you're right. I think a lot of leagues people are draft phobic, but this is the time of year when it's like, did somebody lose somebody? So let's go through the injury list so you know which teams to target for trades potentially, because there are guys, there are teams that lost some pretty big time starters this week. Jarvis Landry is probably a big hit for a number of teams. He's going to be week to week allegedly going forward with his injury. But also, I heard you guys were saying Beckham might be done in the NFL. He might be back next week. Like they're saying he might be back this week. I thought that he had some kind of like that they cut him when you guys were having that conversation.
No, but he's been like a healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row, and I don't understand that.
I don't think he was a healthy scratch.
He was for sure. The first week he was a healthy scratch.
Oh, I wonder maybe it's just like family shit. Who knows?
2 weeks in a row, man. That's bad news. Like,
I heard he might be coming back. I didn't realize it was a healthy scratch, though. I have to look into that. All right. Let's hear what Drew has to say one more time. My weekly lineup right now is Lamar Jackson, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, CeeDee Lamb, TJ Hawkinson, DJ Moore, Sutton, with Julio and Corey Davis on the bench. I don't see a problem. I think that's a great team. If I do the trade, then the last flex spot, aka Sutton, Julio, or Davis, would be solidified with DK or AJ. I think DK and AJ, I think you're panicking on DK and AJ. You guys agree? I think it's too early to bail on, I think you're panicking on Sutton and Julio. That's what I should say. And DK and AJ, while they're good, they also haven't been producing big numbers either. Solidifying a position is great, but it's nice to have guys on your bench like Corey Davis and Julio Jones, because you're going to get into bye weeks pretty soon. You might have injuries on your team. I don't
think that trade benefits you enough.
I don't think
what I'm saying. There's no reason to make it.
Yeah.
No, it's lateral. It's not.
It's a lateral move. I would look for maybe more depth at running back. If you have two starting running back positions, that probably would be the position I would look to bolster a little bit.
With those two receivers, you can negotiate yourself into an RB1 situation.
Possibly, depending on the league and the structure and the score. It's at half PPR, whatever. So that would be depending on how your roster is structured, that would be my thing. So anyway, back to Beckham. You guys, I heard he might be playing next week. And by the way, if he is healthy and he's coming in and Jarvis Landry is out, I think he could be immediately an impact in fantasy.
No.
Okay.
That's not his role, man. He's never been like a volume touch guy. Like they're going to try to get him to score, but he's not going to replace like Landry's like PPR touches and all that.
Oh, I think he might if Landry's not in. I think he's definitely going to be the number.
He doesn't even play that kind of route, bro. Like he is not that kind of receiver.
All right, we'll see. Let's see how this week shakes out. But keep an eye on the Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham situation if you have those guys on anything. Drew Markham, love you.
I'm reading
Thanks
now.
so much. You're welcome, Drew. Thanks for watching, and good luck. Keep writing in. We do this every Monday from 6 to 7 roughly. Before the Monday night game. So thank you.
Oh, you know what? He was not a healthy scratch. He's still recovering from his ACL last year.
That's what I thought, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. You guys are trashing Odell.
No, just still trash Odell. I don't care. He hasn't done anything since that first season. What are you talking about?
He's had a lot of injury issues. I know you're not. You're not.
Yeah,
wrong.
that's what
But to say he's like out of the NFL, like he's still one.
But also, I think
I thought he was healthy.
Yeah, I know.
When I thought healthy scratch, I'm like, dude, this guy is like whatever is happening in his mind, like he's not ready to play.
He's not ready to play. It's just his knee's not ready to play. I think partly because of all those other injury issues that he's had previously, I think they are really waiting until he is 100%. Because last year he played, but he played injured all year.
Mm-hmm. And I agree, that's a move.
I think they're going to try to give him the time to get 100% healthy because this Cleveland team is still doing well without him.
Mm-hmm.
They get 100% Odell healthy, 100% Jarvis healthy, and those running backs. And that's a scary team. We've seen how good they can be without him. You throw him in the mix and man. Deontay Johnson got hurt. I don't think we've heard exactly what his status is, but he's definitely one to monitor. Andy Dalton, bone bruise, not an ACL. And his coach came out and said, after, did you guys see Justin Fields come in for him?
No.
Didn't look great at all. And the coach said Andy is still the starter if he's healthy and able to play. So they're not ceding that to Justin Fields just yet. He's still just not ready, apparently.
Don't forget that Justin Fields did not have a full season to play last year. Like, he played 5 games and did not play a full season of college football last year. Like, he really did lose significant time, and will need much more. Like, there's a reason he's not starting. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason they didn't.
Yeah, he genuinely
picking Andy Dalton over him. So,
and Dalton has, I get it. He's pretty good as far as low end quarterbacks go. Carson Wentz sprained both his ankles. That's not easy to do. I feel like it's hard to sprain both your ankles
on not jumping. Like,
I don't know. So he is going to be questionable. None of these guys have been ruled out yet for next.
Carson Wentz is made of paper mache. Can we talk about it? But come on, bro. How do you roll both of your?
I know,
dude.
I don't even know how you do that. It's a really good point. Only Carson Wentz is capable of it. Tua got rib injury. Once again, questionable.
No. She should be back next week over I'm reading. I heard it wasn't like.
I think a lot of these players are going to be back next week, but not.
They said he's day to day right now.
Yeah. But I mean, rib injuries suck, dude.
They always say day to day, though, just to like how we give him an out on like Wednesday. They're like, oh, you feel good though? Like,
yeah, well, because it's a bruise. Like, it might get better sooner than later. Yeah. The big one though, the multiple week injury was Tyrod Taylor, who was having himself a pretty decent game again. He was looking good, and he's out for multiple weeks, they're saying.
He's having a bad go at life, man. he didn't something similar happen before? Didn't he have that lung thing when he was doing good?
Yeah, the doctor punctured his lung.
Dude, what is
his fault? It was like a normal some kind of procedure, and he punctured his lung, and that's how we got Justin Herbert. So thank you.
What a way to lose your job.
He's lost his job a few times in a few ways. It's just kind of rough, man. Like, he's always been a winner. He's always been a good player. He's just.
I mean, at least this time, it's not like he's going to get his spot taken. You know what I mean? Like, in Buffalo, his spot got taken by Josh Allen. Then in Cleveland, it was Baker Mayfield. Now in LA, it was what's his face, Justin Herbert. It's like nobody's going to come take his spot now. So
you say that, but
I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. What if Houston signed Cam Newton?
I was just thinking that
could,
but I don't know. I don't think Cam's the right QB for them because they need the deep ball guy, who can go over the top.
Tyrod's not a deep ball guy, though. I'm just saying it's not a bad idea for them right now while they're treading water. It's put some entertainment on the field with those running backs. Cam can run the option well. I'm just saying it seems like it might happen. It could be depending on how bad Tyrod's injury ends up being, it's something they might look at, because the guy who came in to play for him and who's as of right now going to be the starter is rookie Davis Mills. What do we know about him, Lonnie? Anything?
No.
Yep. So
I don't know anything about him.
Not a good sign. If Lonnie doesn't know who you are as a rookie, you probably suck.
Where did he play? Let's see.
I don't know.
What's his name? Davis
Mills. Yeah. He might have been under, or maybe they drafted him in like the 4th or 5th. I don't know. So that's who the starter is. And that's a name you might hear in a little bit when we pick our worst quarterbacks of the week. So keep that one in your back pocket. Lonnie's doing furious research right now on Davis Mills. Like, is this guy going to be my worst?
Stanford. Okay. So it's a Pac-12 guy. 6'4", 225. He's big. He's NFL sized. Young, very young, 22.
You are also NFL sized, by the way.
Yeah, but I suck.
That's my point. All right, so we got Davis Mills. That's going to be your quarterback for the Houston Texans going forward for the next few weeks, unless they sign somebody or make a move. And this was something we talked about last week, which is really interesting that it happened. all 3 49ers running backs left the game and did not return this week. All 3 of their main running backs. So that means the rookie sensation who was like snatched up the number 1 waiver this week, Elijah Mitchell, the 6th round rookie sensation. Their other guy who was a healthy scratch who was also in the mix for this week. What was his name? Vanton.
Is it Sharon?
Trey Lance. No, not for Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, QB.
Fucking, what's his name? The other running back who was the surprise healthy scratch for the 49ers. I think I have him, maybe.
Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon, thank you.
Patel has him.
One of the Trays. Also, I think he got a concussion and left.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Elijah Mitchell was a shoulder injury, and then JaMychal Hasty left with a ankle sprain. None of them returned to the game. They're all questionable going into next week. So what do you do with the 49ers running back? First of all, I think it's great to just late in the draft, in any fantasy draft, go get yourself a 49ers running back. Doesn't even matter where they are. Just get yourself a 49ers running back.
For the last 15 years, it's been like that.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, and it doesn't even matter. Just have them on your roster so that when, not if, but when it's their turn to start, you're going to get a bunch of fantasy points because that's how they operate. So don't bail out on any of those running backs. Keep an eye on the situation, whichever one gets the start, or even if it's 2 of them and it's a split time situation, they're going to run the ball a lot and probably you want to put them into your lineups if they're healthy. Trey Sermon, he's probably the best option because concussion, if he comes back from the concussion, he might be have the lead option for that spot.
He's also the best running back on that team by far.
Should be. What's up with Elijah Mitchell, though? Why was Trey Sermon the scratch before, the healthy scratch, and they gave Elijah Mitchell that spot?
Maybe because he's not ready, like playbook wise. He also had a very short college career. He really only had 1 year, I think, where he was a starter at Ohio State. And even in that year, only 1 or 2 games that he really blew up. Yeah. But,
okay,
maybe he just doesn't have a great body of knowledge, which is not,
sure,
really a knock against him in his rookie season, but
right. It's hard because Elijah Mitchell was also a rookie and also performed very well. And then JaMychal Hasty's second-year guy also has performed well when he's on the field. So, but I feel like that line just opens up holes that you could run through. So that's maybe just doesn't really matter. So speaking of injuries, you got your trades that you can look at, trying to, finagle something with a trade situation. I'm going to probably dive into all my leagues tomorrow and see if there's any trades that I can manufacture.
Hit me up. I'm willing to trade.
Dude, you're the worst trade guy ever.
No, I really
never trade.
Oh no,
I will trade this year.
That's because
I'm desperate.
Sucks this year. That's why my team's fucking badass.
I've never done this badly in fantasy in my whole life. What the fuck is happening?
My team, I just didn't get hurt this year. That's what my team is not.
I drafted well, but I don't know. My team's just not doing well.
I don't know. I think you didn't draft well, probably, if your team's not doing well.
I don't know. Like I got Devontae Hopkins, fucking looks like a good team to me, but Mike Davis sucks dick.
Mike Davis is not, dude. We're going to talk about that's the other thing I was going to talk about. Cordaro Patterson. He's the top of the waiver wire right now.
He's not in our league because your boy was thinking.
I almost went in for him before week 1. I was like, ooh, what if he does some shit, dude? If he's available in your league, people are going to be spending dollars to go get.
He's definitely number 1 at everyone right now, dude. He
Absolutely.
blew up, and he was nothing last week. I took a chance on him, but I was like, yes.
I saw because the usage was there last week, but he didn't have the.
Yeah, they had a shit game, but that's the same thing. I saw the attempts. They didn't score at all, right? Last game. So I was like, but they're feeding him the ball, though.
They're feeding him because he's a playmaker, man. He's a playmaker. And
I watched that game too, dude. He could take off. He really is, dude.
He's still got wheels. He's 10 years in the league. He's still got wheels, man. They just kind of finally figured out how to use him. I think that's really the thing with Cordaro Patterson and a team that really needs playmakers. So Rondale Moore is another guy with the Cardinals, their slot receiver rookies. I read about him preseason. I actually have him on a couple of my teams. I think he's going to be available in some leagues though as well. And he's going to be a PPR monster, I think, because running out of that slot, he's fast, he's quick, he's a good route runner. And I just feel like everybody in that offense is going to eat, that Arizona offense they're just going to have high volume. Those two guys are probably the top of the waivers. KJ Osborne with the Vikings, he had a decent week. He's probably going to get some looks. A couple tight ends who actually had a decent amount of volume last week, which are surprises, mostly because they're large and white, is Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle had 5 catches for the Colts. And Max Williams, another Cardinal, who is apparently the incumbent number 1 tight end. He's another, just looks like a Viking out there, but he had 7 catches. So it's not like weird touchdown dependent tight end situations. Those guys are actually pretty high volume with targets and catches.
I think that Williams one is definitely a big pickup. Like if you really can't, because they throw all the time, dude. If there's ever a team
they're throwing all day long, dude. There are 6 or 7 fantasy relevant players on that team every week.
They were over 50 by half. Like the last game. I'm pretty sure it was like 24-25.
You mean the total? Yeah. Also look at picking the over on those Cardinals games too.
Yeah, of course. For sure.
Couple quarterbacks you might be looking at if you're not happy with your quarterback situation, like maybe like Fantacte. Although you won this week, congratulations on getting the W. I think you've won already. Have you not won already? Yeah.
It's kind of close. I have Devontae Parker coming up, and I'm up by 10, and he has 1 more player. So
okay, so that's good. That could be interesting. But I'm
sure Devontae Parker will do. I'm already plus 10, so all I have to do.
You're looking pretty good. You mean Devontae Adams?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Much better than Devontae Parker.
Also, he was on my mind.
You're just the Dolphins. You can't help but talk about Dolphins. But quarterback play, some of your quarterback play has not been great because you what's his name? Lawrence hasn't. What's his name? The other rookie also.
Zach Wilson, 4 interceptions.
Not looking so good right now. I mean, he was my rookie of the year pick, offensive rookie of the year pick. He has time to turn it around. But some growing pains for these rookies.
They will never name a rookie of the year who threw 4 interceptions in a game, dude.
Oh,
they're not going to give it to him.
He could still get there. He's got to play lights out though for a while. He's got to have some signature moments.
One of these other rookies has to really fuck up because all you have to do is be steady now. And not throw 4 or anything close.
Sure, and then they might just give it to like a Najee Harris, man.
Exactly, dude. Anyone who just does their job.
Yeah, exactly. Which none of us picked Najee Harris as offensive rookie.
No.
Spoiler. So if you're looking to replace at quarterback, Kirk Cousins has looked good. His receivers are good. He's been pretty steady. And Derek Carr. Those are a couple guys who are on the waiver wire probably. And good options, I think, to look at picking up. And then also whoever ends up playing running back for the 49ers. Great waiver. Just take a shot at anybody with RB next to their name and 49ers. Go get them. So speaking of bad QBs, let's talk about last week's bad QB picks. We had Lonnie picked first because he was the first week, and he picked Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had himself a day against those Washington football teams players. 26.46 for Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones might be on your waiver wire also, and he might have some nice matchups coming up. He uses his legs as well as his arm, and he's starting to look like the guy they hoped he would. I picked Sam Darnold. Gave me a respectable 19.9. So still sub 20, but had himself an okay game. Christian McCaffrey makes him look good. And that's going to be probably a theme throughout the year. Vital picked Andy Dalton, who, like we said, got knocked out with an injury early on. And you just got it. You nailed it.
Even if it didn't, I would have won. Well, let's be honest.
Maybe. But you did. You were fortunate with the injury bug. So we got a lot of questionable quarterbacks this week. There's a lot of question marks coming in. Let's take a look at this list of worst QBs, which, by the way, we started with calling this, I'd rather have Kaepernick than. I would still rather have Kaepernick than a lot of these guys today.
Yeah, sure.
Let's be honest. I know nobody's talking about picking him up anymore, but I'd still much rather have Kaepernick. All right. So week 3 matchups. What have we got going? Start at the top and work our way down. You're not going to pick Brady, Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, Herbert, Prescott, Wilson, Murray, Jackson. Roethlisberger, no. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's got a questionable, but he's probably going to play. Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets. Teddy's been looking pretty solid. Jalen Hurts has been looking good. Matt Stafford's looking good. Ryan Tannehill is good. Joe Burrow is probably the first consideration against at Pittsburgh, but he's been looking pretty solid too. He made some nice connections with those receivers second half. Here's one. Jameis Winston at New England. I don't know what the coaching situation with COVID is, but he had a bad game. He did not play well. And the New England secondary is good. So there's one. Tua, once again, questionable. We don't know. Is it going to be Tua? Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett? They're playing at the Raiders. Jared Goff against Baltimore. We haven't seen Jared Goff in his second game yet because that's tonight. So we don't know. Jared Goff, you picked him up this past week on a way. Yeah, that's interesting.
Listen, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I see it in him, bro. I see it.
See it in him against Baltimore next week. I don't know if I like that start.
What do you mean? Baltimore's secondary? They be giving up points, dude.
Yeah, I mean to the Chiefs.
But dude, the Detroit. All right, you keep saying this. Wait till you see my boy does.
I'm not the biggest player of Jared Goff that Lonnie is. I think Goff is okay. I think he's pretty good.
He's at least top 10 right now, for sure. Give him his respect.
I have to look at everybody before I put him top 10. I don't know. We'll see. Here's one, though. Mac Jones against New Orleans. Mac Jones, pretty good. New Orleans defense, secondary, also pretty good. Matt Ryan at the Giants. I actually think Matt Ryan's going to do all right against the Giants.
Yeah, he got his legs again last game. You could tell, yeah.
Matt Ryan is decent, He's not bad.
Taylor Heineke at Buffalo.
Ooh, yeah.
That might be the one.
Also, Mac Jones against New Orleans. Like that.
That one I just said. Mac Jones against New Orleans. Trevor Lawrence against Arizona. That could be a bad game.
Zach Wilson at Denver.
I don't think Daniel Jones against Atlanta. I don't think you want any part of a quarterback playing against Atlanta. Andy Dalton, probably, maybe. At Cleveland.
I'm between Andy Dalton at Cleveland and
then don't forget Davis Mills.
That's who I was going with. You shouldn't have. I was hoping I don't trust him.
I'm just throwing it out there as an option. Lonnie gets first pick, by the way. Big Ty, you got last pick, dude. So you're not getting to Davis Mills.
Yeah, dude, and I suck this year. All right, I'm preparing my fucking interpretive dance for Nico Bowling. Okay, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, I'm not gonna win a fucking game.
It feels good to be at the top.
I was pissed yesterday. I was like,
now it's okay to call it the top during week 2, but when it's the Dolphins,
in fantasy, it's okay. It's the Dolphins. There are no Bills in our fantasy league. Okay, I'm the Bills in our fantasy league. I'll take the second best team in the conference, I think, right now. I'm gonna go into this week number 2, just behind Rob Callard. I think I'm gonna finish the number 2 seed going into next week.
Let's say you finish.
Well, at least I'm number 1 on the waiver wire.
Yeah, you're gonna be number 1 on the waiver wire. That's true. Snake whoever Vital wants. So Lonnie, who you got for worst quarterback?
Let's do Davis Mills.
You're doing Davis Mills. Damn it! Now you're gonna make my job harder. Davis Mills. Did you guys? That reminds me. Did you guys fill out DraftKings?
Yeah,
I did not.
Do that while we're picking our quarterbacks. Boy, I think I'm looking at Zach Wilson. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence. I like both those picks. Is it bad karma to pick your offensive rookie of the year pick as your worst quarterback pick in week 3? I'm going to take Zach Wilson at Denver. I think that's going to be tough. At Denver is the operative word there also. I think he's going to struggle bus. All right, Vital. So who you got? We got to look at the list again.
I think I'm leaning probably most likely.
There's Heineke at Buffalo is another one.
It's probably just Dalton again.
You're going to do Dalton's not a guaranteed start, just so you know. Not that there ever is a guaranteed start, but Dalton is banged up. Buyer beware.
Just they didn't even.
He's questionable. I'm just saying, man. I want you to pick him because I think it'd be great.
All right. Give me a second.
You got Dalton. You got Matt. Oh, who else? Mac Jones against New Orleans. Jameis Winston against New England. Same game. Tua is a mate. Well, Tua's tough. It's a tough week to pick. Garoppolo has been pretty good too, man. Carson Wentz is a questionable. Sam Darnold at Houston. That's another one. I think Darnold's going to be okay against Houston.
Shoot, I don't know. You know what? Let's do Heineke or whatever. Heineke.
Yeah, Buffalo, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the defense this time. I don't know.
I think that's probably Heineke's looked pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm just hoping like that. I'm third pick, you know?
Yeah, that Buffalo defense looks solid. All right, so that's where we're at. Right now, the standings are 5. Me and Vitaly have 5 points. Lonnie's got 2 points. And tonight we've got DraftKings. So did you pick your captain at least yet, Lonnie?
I did.
Okay. So DraftKings Captains. Vital, you go first.
Aaron Rodgers.
I took Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
My captain. I'm pretty sure I took Devontae Adams as my captain. Lonnie, who you got?
A-Rod.
A-Rod. Oh, you got same captain again this week. A-Rod is playing on my team, but Devontae Adams is my captain. He's my 1.5 guy. What do you think about this game? How do you guys feel? Do you need anything? First of all, can you still win any of your matchups? Do you need anything to happen?
60 points from Aaron Rodgers, and I win the game.
That's all you need. That's it.
And I need TJ Hawkinson to score 0. But if that happens, I'm 1-1. I'm 1-1.
Hey, you know what? I feel one QB does it every season. Where he goes, has a 50 or 60 point game. It happens.
Rodgers is capable.
Aaron Rodgers has done that for me before and won me fantasy seasons.
That's what I'm saying. It could happen. If there's a QB, you could do it.
The thing that kills you is the Hawkinson. Like if you needed 50 from Rodgers and Hawkinson wasn't in play, I'd be like, there's a chance. You got a chance. I don't think you got a chance. Vital, what do you got going? Anything tonight? Anything you need? Anything you don't need?
Yeah, it's a little close. I think he has Green Bay's second running back or something like that, and I have Devontae Adams. So, and I'm up by 10. So I just need him not to implode.
You're in pretty good shape. I like that. It's pretty solid. Not in our league. I think our league I'm already wrapped up against Steve, but I actually need the Lions to win so I can beat my cousin. Which is weird because we have a head coach position and it's based on wins and losses. And I have the Chiefs head coach who I'm going to play every year because I think every week. I never think the Chiefs are going to lose, but they lost last night. So I got -7 from the Chiefs losing in that game. So I need the Lions to win so I can beat my cousin this week. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Who do you guys like in this game though? You think Packers bounce back or you think the Lions?
Oh yeah.
First, if the Packers don't bounce, their year's done. And that whole last dance shit.
They looked really bad last week. This is a big game for them, honestly. Like for a second game of the year, this is a huge, huge game.
Is it though? Come on, look at the core. Look at the team. You know what I'm saying? If there were a bunch of bad players and it's questionable, it's one thing. Look at all the talent they have. Devontae Adams is trash now. Aaron Jones is trash.
No, I'm not saying that they're trash. I'm just saying if the Packers start 0-2 and lose to the Lions on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. It's not good.
The sky will be falling in Green Bay. The sky will be falling.
The sky is always falling in Green Bay. These people are always mad about football.
The sky will really be falling a lot harder.
Okay.
If that happens. All right. Well, what else you guys got? Anything coming up? Any shows you want to promo before we get going?
Gatsby's on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm in Doral, Tripping Animals.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to try to come to your Gatsby's. Vital, what do you got? Yeah, I live close.
No, just Mike's this week. Check out the Instagram. Stay up.
All right. Sounds good. Follow Vital. I've got Saturday. I've got Port St. Lucie at Steamworks Coffee with the Gold Coast Comedy Tour. And then Sunday, I'm bringing those guys down to Key West for Comedy Key West. So hopefully those shows go well. And then Monday, I think I'm hosting actually this week at Tin Roof next Monday. So, but
Nick, I would love to go to Key West.
I'm going to bring you guys to Key West. I have plans to bring you guys to Key West.
I would love to do that.
Yes.
I heard Comedy Key West is the shit.
It is.
Oh, really?
It's fun. And we're
I
definitely
heard it's awesome.
Yeah.
Zach Bougarine told me that.
Yeah. I'm bringing him in November. I think I have a group from Tampa that I'm bringing in December. And then I'm going to try to get you guys down there this winter.
I love it.
But yeah, the three of us, and then we'll add one more in the mix. I'm not sure who it'll be yet, but it's super fun. It's like an awesome, yeah. We'll probably, I don't know, maybe we should do it during football season because we could go down early and just lounge in the condo and watch football all afternoon before our show.
Yeah, winter's still football season, playoff time.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe January. We'll see how the dates shake out. But I'm gonna definitely. I have plots and plans already to bring you guys down there. So, yeah. All right. You guys have a great week. Lonnie, I'll probably try to see you on Wednesday at Gadsby's. This is right down the road.
All right, gentlemen.
Right.
See you soon.
You guys.
On next Monday. Thank you
Good
guys
luck.
for watching and listening. Also, quick plug, you can watch us on YouTube. You can also download our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and a whole bunch of other sites, Anchor as well. So check us out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. Have a great, I almost forgot. Shit. Guys, let's take a look at it. I'm going to look at it. Let's start doing our 4-team teasers. All right. So we're going to post 4-team teasers on our Facebook page and Instagram pages, both called Fantacte. So you can find us and check out those. We're going to try to post those on Wednesday. So we're going to do 4-team teasers, which are plus 13 points if you're on any of the betting sites, and done really well with these for the last 4 years. So I want to start sharing them with you guys. All right. Good luck tonight. See you guys. Enjoy.